Hmm. Well. This is the way we start a new year. It's all right. Here we go. Oh, I'm going split camera now. Wow. That's interesting. All right. There's camera two. All right. Let's see. Camera one. Ah. Welcome, and good morning. It's so good to see you all here, January 4th, 2021. And we're starting off with a bang. Oh, this is awesome. This is very, very cool. So let me see about sharing this video out. Looks like Randall Reader's watching. Good morning, Randall. Good to see you on. I love seeing you on. Let's see. Let's get some other stuff going here. So I am trying some new stuff with it being the new year. I figured why not. But I know that I want to get some stuff. Oh, and there's that. So I can let's see, share this video out with as many people as I can. So that's nice. But really, this is more about you than it is about me. And I apologize for being insensitive to this and to not being fully present with you. So if I can help you and take this off my chest, make this video shared with anybody you can think of. So anybody that you think might be of interest in this, whether it's whether they're listening to it in a recorded, or whether it's the live version, doesn't matter. Share this with them and help them just to be more mindful. And I'm really struggling with making sure that I know where all this is going. So we've got a lot to cover because we have a full year ahead of us. But I want to make sure that what I'm doing makes the most sense to you. So what can I do for you that may really brings the best flavor to you, the best flavor, the best results to you? So is it more about inspiration and how I've been able to overcome some things in my life, with losing an eye, with having my face and my tongue is swollen. So having the ability to have just my entire face numb and to be able to have a conversation with people. This is not something that most people would ever dream of. Most people would never think that they would have something like this happen to them. And you can't see the results of my tongue being swollen and numb, but you probably can hear it from time to time. But really, it's more about the actual the visual of my eye that you can tell. But I don't care about that. I want to be able to help you. I want to be able to help you in any way that I can. And if it's talking about that, I will do that. But I really want to talk about some other stuff too. So I'm really big on reading books. And not only have I written a book, but I'm also big on reading some. So I have a few here that I've been carrying around with me over the last few weeks, months, year, and I want to share them with you. So this one book is called Insight. Insight by Tasha Eurich. Phenomenal book. Oh, she has done so much to help me to get to a point where I understand what unicorns are. And unicorns are something she talks about where the people really have this self-awareness. And they understand so much about themselves that most people don't have the opportunity to really understand that. So she talks a lot about self-awareness and what it means to have it. So Please check that book out. It's Tasha Eurich, and it's called Insights. The next book that I have up is called Let Her Out by my friend Natalie Siston. I haven't read this whole book yet, but I'm telling you that Natalie is very, very down to earth, and she's a great person to know, a great person to be around, and I can't tell you how happy I am to have her in my corner to be able to help invest in me, and hopefully I've invested in her. So please check that book out as well. It's called Let Her Out. And yes, it seems like a girl book, but it's not totally dedicated to being a girl. Next book that I haven't even cracked open yet, it is called Beyond Positive Thinking. So yes, I am a positive thinker, and that's really what I want people to know me by, is that I'm a positive thinker, and everything I do has to be positive. So I struggle with that at times because I think about, what it is that I'm doing in the world, and does it make sense, and am I having an impact? But I have to let that go. I have to just let that go and understand that what I'm doing makes a difference because I am doing it. And not many people will do this. Not many people will stand in front of a camera and, have a conversation with people, when they've had lots of issues and they've gone through, because it's hard. It's really, really hard to be able to do that because you don't feel like it sometimes. You don't feel like getting in front of a camera and having a conversation and telling people about all your problems. Nobody here wants to hear your problems, but they do if they can understand that they can get something from that. If they can get something from your problems and what you've gone through, then it makes sense. So that's why I'm doing this. I don't want your sympathy. I want to make sure that I'm doing whatever I can to make an impact on your life. So that Positive Thinking is a book that I need to read. Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. Another great book. I've read some of that, so I need to continue to read that. But really, these books that I have, they're very, very helpful, and I want to bring them to you so you know what I'm doing, what I'm up to when I'm not on the camera. So yes, what I do is I help people to understand that we all have blindness in our lives. We all have blindness in our lives. And if we understand our blindness, then we can start to overcome that. And if we can overcome that, maybe our blindnesses are blind spots. And those blind spots, they could be positive. Blind spots aren't always negative. So if we can understand our positive blind spots and do something with them, and even our negative blind spots, and see through them, start to see through them, then it's going to make all the difference in the world. We're all going to be much better off. So that's Expert Secrets. I told you a little bit about that book by Russell Brunson. He did a great job of helping to understand the ClickFunnels, and there's just a lot that goes into that book. So it's very important for us all to understand what value we have in our lives. So another book that I've just purchased, and it's called Win Win by my friend Derek Arden. Derek Arden from the UK, that's London, to be more specific. He is a great guy, great person that's just helped me so much to understand what it means to be a good negotiator. And I think there's a lot that we all can learn from that, because we do negotiating every day of our lives, whether it's physical negotiation with contracts, or purchasing something, or maybe it's just negotiating with our spouse. Possibly we're negotiating with our kids. There's always a negotiation. So understanding what you are doing from a negotiation perspective is very important. The next book I have is called Go Live by Jeffrey Gitomer. Jeffrey Gitomer is one of the best sales experts in the world. He has done a phenomenal job with helping people to understand what it means to be in sales. And yes, again, we're all in sales, but Jeffrey Gitomer, other books that he's written are very important for us all to understand the impact that we're having on the world. And go live is what I'm doing right now. I'm going live and I'm helping people to understand that we all have blind spots. We all have blindness in our lives. So that is why I talk about this. But there's other things you can talk about when you go live as well. Now, going live is a hard thing to do. To do it for months and months and months on end. But if you can do that, and if you can stay repetitive with it and stay consistent, which I've been doing now for 5 months or so, it's going to make all the difference in the world, because you're going to start to have traction. You're going to start to have more SEO, which is search engine optimization. People are going to begin to know your name. They're going to know you by your vision. They're going to know you by what it is that you do. So that's why it's so important for us, all of us, to have these go lives and to understand the impact we're having on the world. Understanding the impact is one thing, but to be able to get in front of a camera and to have a conversation with people, that means everything. So I see a number of people who are here on. Please put in a hashtag live when you're on. Put in a hashtag live if you're on, and if you're listening to this replay, put a hashtag replay. And do me a favor, post a picture of you winking, because that is great. When I see those pictures of people winking, there's nothing better than that. So I owe Ted Ted Legal a signed copy of my book, because he won the raffle for last week. But let's see who can win this week. So put in a picture of you winking without me, and then a hashtag of Brian with one eye, and a hashtag of winking without Wagner. Then, again, you're going to be entered into that raffle. So that's the best. A couple of books here that I have. So I have a book called Who, Not How. And it's all about, I haven't read too much of it yet. I've read part of the introduction. So that's a book about helping people to understand that you should be leveraging other resources that you don't have strengths in. So, for example, if you're working on a website, you probably don't want to do the whole website yourself unless you're a website expert, because your time is better off spent working on other things, building content, building different pieces of information that you can help people with. So that's why Who, Not How was written, is in order to help people to understand there's a lot out there that they can be doing, but they shouldn't be doing it with their own resources, with their own time. So dedicating that time is very that's critical to making a difference, but it can weigh people down. So if you don't need to spend that time, for example, there's thumbnails that I do for these videos. I have it down now. I can do that, but it was hard to begin to do that. So I had to spend some money with a guy who helped me to create these thumbnails. So a small little thing like that makes a big difference. And then the final book that I want to share with you, Be a Dick. It's by my friend Mark Ensign. Mark Ensign came on the show about, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he had this conversation with us about be a dick. Well, a dick is a guy that he knows who lives in a couple of doors down from him. I think he lives in Tampa or somewhere. Anyway, so this dick is a guy that Mark knows that has helped him to really just be a mentor to him, to be a nice guy, and to help Mark get to a point where he has a better understanding of, how he should be handling his life, his finances, his different parts of his work, his career. So Be a Dick is a great book. Again, I haven't read it yet, but I'm sure it'll be great. So those are some of the things that I have going on. There's also this other book that I want to tell you about. And yes, it's called Sometimes It Does Take a Brain Surgeon. And that's my book. But, I want to help people in any way that I can. So I had a conversation with my mom, and I talk to my mom every day. But I had a conversation with my mom about 2 years ago, and I said, Mom, I just want to be able to help other people. And again, I didn't really know what that meant, but I was going to a conference a small conference. It was in Canton, Ohio, and I just wanted to be able to help other people. I want to be able to help people that are, they have sight issues. So that's why I was at this organization. There's just so much that we can do to help other people, but we don't always know how. That's one thing that I think we all struggle with. I know a lot of you want to be able to help other people. You want to be able to do something that extends yourself. It doesn't mean you have to, give money. It doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of time, but maybe it's just being there for somebody, helping them to understand that that what we're going through is horrendous. But what we're going through is not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. So understanding that and understanding how we can help other people, I think you just got to try it. You got to try different things. That's why I started this organization. It's called A Radical Vision, and A Radical Vision is not about helping. It is about helping people to understand that we all have blindness in our lives, and to help other people to embrace their own personal blindness to achieve a greater vision. That's what we do. So I want to make sure that if there's something that you want to do, if there's something that out there that you aspire to help other people, but you just don't know how to do it, let me know. Give me a call. Shoot me a text. Whatever. Just let me know. I want to be able to help. I want to be able to help you in any way that I can. I'm so glad that you joined me here today for the first day of 2021. It's going to be a great year. I'm much so looking forward to it. We're going to continue to do great things, and we'll continue to do great things together. I hope you can join me. I'm going to put some comments in. Let's see. I have comments. I have different items that I want to share with you. So there's my website, which is radicalvision.com. But then there's also the Wink workbook. So that's something that not a lot of people have. So this Wink workbook, it's all about helping people to understand that there's something that they have that they need to understand. And I'm working on this speech for the Golden Gate Breakfast Club that I'm going to be doing here towards the end of this month. But wow, yeah. So that's going to be great. But really, the Wink workbook, it's the why. W is for why. Why is it important for you to understand what makes you unique? Well, that may be uniqueness maybe come from the fact that you want to have a better relationship with your kids, or you want to have a better relationship with your spouse. Maybe you want to lose weight. I know for me, what I wanted to do, I wanted to be able to have a better office. Kind of simple, right? Well, no. I wanted to be able to have a better office because I wanted to be more positive. So I wanted to be more positive to other people. So what was one of the things keeping me from being positive? Well, keeping me from being positive was the fact that I watched the morning news. And the morning news usually brought me down. Yes, there is a survey results that came out for this. And 27% of people that watch the morning news were more likely to have a bad day. So I don't watch the morning news. It's not easy all the time because I feel like just turning on the news and it's easy to do. But staying away from it is one of the best things that I think I could have done. is to stay away from the morning news. So the W is, why is it important? Why is it important for me? It's because of positivity. And I is for intentionality. Being intentional with what makes me unique. Intentional with, what gets in the way. So I encourage you to download that Wink workbook and to begin to understand, why is it important for you to know what makes you unique, and then understand the intentionality. So understanding what you need to stay away from, or maybe what gets in the way, that's what's going to help. That's a big deal. So the I being for intentionality. And the N is for a new way of thinking, a new way of looking at life. So as I, came down here and I was, looking for my new office, and I'm measuring stuff upstairs, and Connie looks at me. I'm walking around with a tape measure. So Connie looks at me and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I want a new office, and I was thinking about maybe moving my stuff up here and putting it in the family room, and they built some doors and everything." She looked at me, she's kind of incredulous. She said, "Why don't you just go into the other side of the basement?" Okay, my office is in the basement, but it's a finished basement. The other side of the basement is finished as well. So why not move into the other side of the basement? It takes me from about 100 square foot space to a 300 square foot space. That's a great idea. I never thought of that. So Connie had me have a new way of thinking, a new way of looking at life. And really, I think a lot of that comes from sharing my thoughts and my dreams, my hope, my desires with other people. So you can do that as well. So that is why the N is for a new way of thinking. And the K is for kinesthetic. K is for kinesthetic because kinesthetic has to do with taking action. Taking action and doing something with what makes you unique. Doing something with what makes it set you apart. That's what's going to make all the difference in the world. So, yes, that's a little bit of my speech you're going to hear if you're at the Golden Gate Breakfast Club on January 27th. But I'm looking forward to sharing more of that with all of you. So that is the Wink workbook. So let's see, what else do I have here? There's also the membership, which is more of a newsletter. So the Vision Insights is all about helping people to understand their own vision and to begin to understand the impact that they can have on the world. And there'll be examples that I'll put in there. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with all of you. Let's see, what else? My YouTube channel. So that's cool. That is a place where these videos from these lives that I do every day, they go, and it helps people to understand their own vision, how their vision needs to be aligned with their core values, their core beliefs, what makes them the most authentic. So, that is why I have the YouTube channel up there as well. So I want to ask a question. How are you? How are you doing? I know that you've gotten through the holidays, and things are back to work. But are you doing well? I want to hear from you. Please put in a hashtag alive or a hashtag wherever you're coming in from, and then how are you doing? I'm going to hang on here for another minute or two, and if I don't hear from anybody, so I've gotten a few more likes. Thank you very much for that. But tell me how you're doing. I really want to help you to have a better day, because if there's one person out there that can make a better day for you, that's me right now. And I want to be able to do anything I can. So tell me a little bit about what's going on with you. How are you doing? And what else can I do for you? I'll wait. I'm waiting. So I got another minute. Not a minute. Another 30 seconds, and then we'll kind of close up. But I appreciate you all being on here today. So we're gonna keep waiting. So again, if you would, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Okay. Well, we will talk to you all tomorrow. Got a big week coming up. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you about this. So we've got a big week coming up. Let's see here. So we have got vision alignment. So I'm going to pull up this schedule. So tomorrow is going to be Brian Walter, who's coming in, and former president of NSA. And then on Wednesday is Jessica Rector. Phenomenal. Oh, she's going to be great. I'm so looking forward to having her on. And then Thursday will be Patrick Donadio. Patrick is a great guy, a great speaker. He can sing too. So I'm looking forward to having him on. And then Friday is Darren LaCroix. Darren LaCroix, who has his own speaking business and own coaching business as well. He's a phenomenal resource that I've known for over 2 years. So I think that's important for us all to understand how there's other people in the world that we can get to know and build relationships with. So Darren will be on then, and then remember we have 2 shows. We have Vision Alignment. We also have Stroke of Genius. So Stroke of Genius on January 8th is going to be Matt Hargett. And Matt is associated with Can't Stop Columbus. So he is helping people to understand the importance of, let's just let him tell about it. So I don't want to take all of his thunder. So please join us for those calls at 10 o'clock Eastern. And then our call on Fridays at 11:30. That would be great. So, I see we have some comments coming in here. So, Mark Husick, hashtag Ohio. Thank you. Happy New Year's to you too, Mark. It's so good seeing you on here. If there's anyone else on and they want to tell us a little bit about what you're going through and maybe how I can help, please do that. But if not, I'll let you go for today. But thank you so much for being on. I appreciate all of you, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Bye.